And guess what we're going to do? We are going to get to getting Chinese chicken and walnuts. Okay, now this is another delicious Chinese dish that, you know, you'll be like, ring, ring, ring. I like takeout. Yeah, you know what? I so good, I'll make it myself. See, once you start getting good at this, you're gonna wanna go ahead. Your friends could be coming over. You could wake up, you could be like, I want some Chinese. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna throw it together myself. It's really easy. You just gotta go do things step by step and you'll be fine. Little by little, you'll start adding to your repertoire and you'll be cooking Chinese just like they do at the restaurant. But before we get started, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody, to all my supporters that are new, that I've, since I recently started this, I've met a lot of nice people. Thank you. And, you know, for all the encouragement on my page and also on my DMs. Thank you. I really do appreciate your support. It means so much to me. Thank you. And we're just going to keep growing from here. So if you have any ideals, just let me know, okay? Now, with this Chinese chicken with walnuts, we have our chicken breast that we've cut up into probably about 1-inch cubes, okay? And this also then is going to get mixed with a egg white. Now, in the recipe I'm going to send you out, you know, you can do cornstarch. Most people have cornstarch readily available. But as I've stated before, it is always better to use potato starch, okay? Potato starch is really good. Potato flour. It really holds the chicken well, especially when you're frying. And in here is salt, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're taking that egg white and potato starch mixture and we are going to mix it up, get our hands off. You want to make sure it's nicely coated, okay, because we're going to deep fry this. Now, for this, I use vegetable oil, okay? So we're going to be deep frying it in vegetable oil. Now, just a little bit more, some of the ingredients that you see placed next to me is we have our green peppers, our red peppers, we have our walnuts, we have our black bean sauce, our sugar, our sherry, and also our chicken broth, okay? Okay, so now we've thoroughly coated the chicken. We are going to come over here and we are going to start frying the chicken. Okay. Now, again, we're doing this in batches. So, it's always good to have one of these spatulas. Oh. Okay. When you're frying it, you're going to fry it for about 2 minutes, okay? Just so that it gets nicely coated and it gets done. That's why it's always good to try and do your chicken pieces in small, you know, not only in small batches, but when you do cut your chicken, to cut them in small pieces. It makes it easier to fry. It gets thoroughly cooked through quickly. And it just makes more too for an enjoyable meal. Okay. Now, another suggestion I have is, especially like when you're in the store, a lot of times they have, you know, they sell the chicken breast in like these really big, humongous, you know, family packs. What you can do, if you start noticing that you're taking a liking to cooking Chinese, or you really love Chinese food, and you know, I would suggest that you go take one, you know, one particular day when you buy a big pack of chicken, boneless, skinless chicken breast, cut it up and put it in 1 pound increments in a freezer bag. Put it in the freezer. That way you can go ahead, you can take it out, it's already sliced up, because a lot of times we kind of get like, we don't feel like taking the time to slice up the chicken breast. So then next thing you know, there we do that. Hello! You know? So if when you go and you're originally making your chicken and you find, like I said, that you order, you know, some of the chicken dishes a lot, take the time, cut up the chicken, put it in your freezer bags in 1 pound increments. You know, the freezer bags you can get anywhere. You can get a Dollar Tree, you can get a Family Dollar. I mean, they're everywhere and anywhere, okay? That saves you not only time and energy, it saves you money. Because a lot of times you can get the packs of chicken breast on sale for a really good price, you know. Okay. So that's just one suggestion. Another suggestion I have for you, a lot of your dishes do utilize your chicken breast. So what you can do from this point is another way. If you didn't want to go cut up your chicken and then put it in the freezer, you could actually cook it to this point right here, and put it in your freezer bags. Of course, you have to make sure it's thoroughly drained, but from this point, you can actually put it in your freezer bag, put it in your freezer, take it out, you know, reheat it when it comes to maybe thawing out in a microwave, and then refry it from here. That's why you don't want, if you're going to do something like that, just go ahead, take it out at this point, okay? So, you know, you got some friends coming over, however, it's just really quick, really simple. I used to be, and I say used to be, a very avid fan of packaging everything. Like, there would be some stores, which I don't really know, they don't really do that anymore unless you're in certain neighborhoods. But certain neighborhoods, you could go and purchase the meat package, and you would get like 15 pounds of ground beef and like 20 pounds of chicken, and you get tripe and all this other different stuff. And I would literally go, I would order like the biggest package, you know, and I would break it down. I had a scale, and I would break it down. I would weigh everything, and I would put it in freezer bags and then label the date on it. That was just something I did, but a lot of places don't do that. You can find them in certain neighborhoods still, but like your big places such as Weis or ShopRite, Acme, they don't do that. But a lot of your neighborhood stores do. I just say, just be very careful, especially when you're, you know, getting a big meat package like that, that you kind of have it planned out, you know, what you're going to do. And I would take the meat package, before I even ordered the meat package, I would actually plan out everything. So, you know, if I knew it came with 20 pounds of chicken, I knew that I would break down 5 pounds of chicken per week. Now, whatever I utilize that 5 pounds of chicken for, that would be, you know, completely different. So, you know, you can have food go a long way. You just have to be like a little bit resourceful. And like I said, if you don't have an electric wok, I have both. I have an electric wok, and then I consider it a regular wok. The regular wok, whereas, you know, I put it on my gas stove and I make the, you know, I do the chicken or sauce from there. Now, when it comes to doing your Asian cooking, whether it's your Chinese, your Korean, your Vietnamese, your Japanese, your Thai, I do want to go ahead and start showing you. A lot of them have the same techniques. It's just that when it comes to different regions, they may have different sauces. Some are a little bit more spicier. There's your Szechuan and, you know, and your Canton, which is your Cantonese. So sometimes people are like, you see some of the different, I guess it would be your signs, and they're like Szechuan and Cantonese actually. That just means your different regions. One region has more spicier sauces, more spicier laden sauces on their items, while others don't. Or it's almost like, I guess you can put it into comparison, like when they talk about barbecue sauces. You know, there's the vinegar based barbecue sauce, and then you have, you know, like your I don't know, like your sweet based barbecue sauce. So Asian cooking is a lot more about region. You know, some use more rice than others, though rice is a very, very, very big staple for Asian cooking. So it just then depends on what region, that, you know, that type of rice. Okay. Let's see, what other little tidbits and tips can I give you? Again, when it comes to, if you have a wok and not an electric wok, you'll start noticing getting a little bit more comfortable with utilizing an actual wok on your stove, okay? But when you first start out, the electric wok is fabulous. It is the most fabulous, one of the most versatile appliances that I have. Like, I use this wok for everything and anything. And it's different too than a deep fryer. I mean, you know, because of the bowl. So, you know, you could say, well, what's the difference between the wok and a deep fryer? It's just more when you're doing your Asian dishes, it's more about having the freedom and the flow to, you know, utilize the shape of the bowl. So that's what it's about. Now, what you're going to see me do, because Asian cooking at home is a little bit different than what you see in the restaurant. What you see in a restaurant, especially when you take out, you know, they have a whole lot of different gas grills, you know, gas stoves, you know. So they're able to maneuver their sauces, which there's a lot of sauces that you can make in advance. If you have ever went to ordered takeout, especially like at an Asian restaurant, you'll notice that they have a lot of like different, looks like orange or yellow. They have different type of sauces. They look like clear, but they're actually bases. They're almost like a chicken base. The ideal of a chicken base in like American form, okay? So like they prepare a lot of their sauces in advance, so that way when you call and you're like, you know, could I have whatever, they already have their sauces made up. Okay, so I will and the sauces that I do show you, you can make in advance, you know, put them in the refrigerator. Even the bases, like your stock, where you'll just go and you'll put it in the wok, and it'll take you then a few minutes from that point. Okay, but what I was saying when it comes to the restaurant cooking is they have so many different burners that they're not having to utilize separate, you know, they can maneuver back and forth between their chicken and their sauces and all these different things. Well, because we're, you know, it's a home, you're in a smaller space, you still get the same great quality. It's just that it's a little bit different when it comes to maneuverability. Okay, and I really do want you to get used to knowing when you do wok cooking, the temperature is very, very, very important. Okay, when it comes to wok cooking, because you could burn your food, especially your vegetables, or you cannot get your meat cooked, you know, as quickly as possible. So it does make a huge difference. Okay. Now, I decided I was going to keep y'all with me for the duration of the time and not, you know, do it in segments because it is a little bit different. So let's see, what else can we talk about? There's a lot to talk about. Okay, we're near the end of January. Yes, we're at the end of January, almost into February, and I'm telling you, it just, you know, it just seems like, you know, like things just go so fast. You know, I can't believe it. I mean, I can remember it was the end of New Year's, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're going into 2019. You know, 2019, you know what I'm saying? 2019. You know, and it's like, I don't know, kind of hits you a little bit. Like, okay, because you just realize, like, how precious time is, or like the energy of it. So I was just like, wow, I cannot believe it is 2019 already. I mean, oh my goodness. Like, it just goes so fast, and it just makes you like really step back and take a look at, you know, take a look at your life and just look at everything. You know, you value it a lot more. And so, you know, I always say, like, I used to have a mantra. You know, when I was younger, I would say the mantra was, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. You know, it was always time, time, time. But when I got older, I changed my mantra, and I say, like, I don't, you know, like, energy is like very important. You know, it's like, I would say, you can have all the time in the world, but if you don't have the energy to accomplish whatever it is in that time that you're given, then what is time? Then time means nothing. It means that you didn't utilize, you know, you had the time, but what about your energy? So now, me being older, you know, I stand by that saying wholeheartedly. I'm like, you know, energy. Where do I want to place my energy? You know, and I start, you know, you have to question, you know, your energy. So, you know, in 2019, you know, for those of you, you know, really think about it, you know, when you start getting so time focused, okay, and you're going through and you're just like, wow, you know, like, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that. But then it's like, is that really what's bringing you that satisfaction? Is that really what's bringing, you know, is that really what's being truth for you? You know what I mean? So, and then trust me, I was always on that, you know, like I said, that time. I was always time. Like I said, you know, I found after I got older, I would be, you know, my days off, I would be exhausted. And I'm like, wow, all I would want to do was just lay there. Like, I didn't have the energy to do anything. It took me like days, you know, like a full day to recuperate. And I knew that I had wanted to do other things. So I just started saying, wow, you know, that's when I really realized about energy. You know, like, it really hit me like smack down in the face. It was like, whoop, hello. You know, it's just hello. Excuse me. And then I have to reprioritize, like where am I putting my energy? So for those of you, you know, you can do anything. You just gotta say, where is it that you want to place your energy? Okay, because, you know, time, of course, is going to continue to go. Time is, you know, that's another thing I used to say also, that time does not stop for any circumstance. It just doesn't, no matter what. It just doesn't stop for any circumstance. You'll, you know, and so in that time, you know, you look up, you're like, okay, you know, it's morning, and then by the end of the night, you're like, damn, excuse me, but you know, y'all know me, y'all know, well, there's some of you don't, y'all will, you know, you look up and it's nighttime, you're like, wow, really, you know, what did I do, where did I utilize my energy? So, did that energy bring me closer to where I wanted to go, in that time or not? You know, just something to, you know, like ponder. You know, it's something I always, and I figured I'd make this a talk section, okay? Like, we're going to do a talk section, because the reason I have to do it this way is the vegetables and the sauce have to be put in afterwards, and then it all has to be combined. So I need to keep you guys with me here in the kitchen until at least we get the chicken done. Malachi, are you okay? My son Malachi is now my film man. What's going on, Malachi?
just you know, recording all hurts the hands.
And
it's been 20 minutes.
Okay.
Basically. But, you know, it's so fun. Like, my God. And the smell.
Yeah, after this, it'd be probably like another, I would say, another almost 5, no more than like 10 minutes. So, but what we'll do, we're going to finish out this part of it. We're going to put this one aside. And remember, like I said, when it comes to freezing or cooking, you can always add that part into a fry pan, add some eggs to it, however you want to do it. You know, but look it. So yeah, that was just my little tidbit in Crystal's 5-star baking and cooking classes. You know, kitchen. You know, because when you're in the kitchen, you want to reminisce, you want to talk, have fun. This is about fun.
It's like a barber shop.
Yeah, like a barber shop or a beauty salon.
Yeah.
Except we don't really go with gossip over here now. You know, we keep all that gossip and drama away. No, we're not about all that gossip and drama.
It's true.
If it don't speak facts, I don't want to hear it. No time for all that other stuff. No time. No time. No energy either. See, remember what I said about energy? No energy. No time, no energy. I need my energy for other things.
True.
See, that's what I'm talking about. And then another, something else, you know, I always, I mentioned to another group of people that I talk with, is one of the biggest things that you could possibly, you know, it's called self-maintenance. It's almost like a car. I put it into like a car term, self-maintenance. So the self-maintenance would be why. See, as adults, we kind of lose it. We lose the whys. The why, the why, the why. And we don't sometimes ask ourselves the why. We just then go on autopilot and we don't ask ourselves why. So, you know, I tell this group of people that I speak to, I haven't spoken to this group probably in like a week and a half, but I always say, ask yourself throughout the day why. You know, why? Self-maintenance. Why? If you're doing something, stop and ask yourself, why are you doing it? Because sometimes when you sit down and you ask yourself, why are you doing it? Then you get a chance to really know, like, what's underlying, what's underneath that all, you know. you'll start saying, well, no, I need to correct course. Like, why am I doing this? And so I say, when you do the self-diagnostic, like of a car, almost like oil or something, you know, on a daily basis, you then come to be able to not have a major overhaul. Okay, and a major overhaul is when you then get to that point to where you're just like, oh my God, I can't take it. It's overwhelming. What am I to do? You know, so when you go on a daily basis and you kind of give yourself the whys, you know, you just be like a little kid, you know, just ask yourself the whys. Sometimes you're not going to like your answers on your whys, but that's not what it's about. It's about you learning and you growing. That's what it's about. So, you know, that's another tidbit from 5-Star Baking and Cooking Classes, Crystal. Okay. I'd invite you into my other group, but, you know, maybe eventually, you know, I'll get to that point. But I do want to start integrating certain things into my cooking class. You know, because food, camaraderie, you know, all of that comes together. Valuing your, you know, like your body. It's all full circle. There's nothing that happens where it doesn't take you to the step in the circle, basically. Okay, so that's why if I can sit up here and teach you about cooking and baking, you know, but the reason I love cooking and baking is because I think about, you know, maybe where the food came from, the growth of the food, cooking for my family, nourishment. So when I think about nourishment, I not only think about nourishment of the body, I think about nourishment, mind, body, spirit, and soul. So I can't teach just on food, because food alone is not what keeps us, you know, food alone is not what keeps us going. We can eat all we want in the world, but there's just other things in life minus that. So I figured I'd just go ahead and give you a little thing, you know. That's just me. To all the new people who I have recently kind of like met through my personal page, such a pleasure. Thank you. And again, to anyone, you're welcome to give me, you know, suggest any items that you want me to cook. Okay. So now we're going to go into the sauce. Okay. Now the sauce is a 3-stepper. Okay. And oops, that's a lot of chicken. But again, I can make some of this chicken, and then the rest of it I can easily put into a freezer bag. Okay, so I'm actually going to dump this oil. And again, this is not something that you want a teenager to do if they are not, you know, used to it.
Or you want your kid to do, because you can burn them, you know.
Right. Exactly. Okay. You can stay right there, Malachi.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Now again, you don't have to do this. I mean, this way. You can do it a way where you feel most comfortable. Okay. Now, turning this down Okay, because we are now going to be doing, the walnuts.
Oh.
Okay, and when you start your walnuts, you're actually going to fry the walnuts. So you want to put some oil back in here because we're going to be frying our walnuts. Okay. Now, normally, okay, you would have your whole walnuts and, or your halves walnuts. I like this dish when it comes to your walnut pieces, like real small walnut pieces. So what is easy enough for me to do with that is I'm going to put it into a strainer. Okay. And I'm actually going to fry it this way. You're actually going to fry your walnuts, okay? Now, because it's the only thing there, I can easily go like this. Okay. Turn it. Okay. Now again, you don't have to use the strainer to remove the walnuts. All right. You can use a regular, hold spatula if you'd like. Okay. Or you can take it like this. And I have spatulas too. I have a ton of spatulas. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to put this up just a little bit. Okay. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do your